Sometimes, the internet doesn't need a dating announcement to completely lose emotional control. No official confirmation. No paparazzi photos. No public confession. Sometimes all it takes is a few emotional words, one soft reaction, and fans replaying the moment thousands of times searching for hidden meaning. And suddenly, the entire fandom collapses overnight, because that's exactly what just happened with Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. What originally looked like a heartfelt conversation quickly transformed into one of the most emotional discussions across C-ent after fans became convinced the words exchanged between them felt far too real. And honestly, the second clips from the interaction started spreading online fandom spaces immediately lost emotional stability. Now Douyin and Weibo are flooded with slow-motion edits, emotional music compilations, reaction analysis, and fan theories claiming Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei may have accidentally revealed genuine feelings in front of everyone. Some viewers said the atmosphere felt more emotional than actual romance drama confession scenes. Others claimed that wasn't acting anymore. And honestly, the internet completely stopped functioning rationally after that. So today let's talk about why Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's emotional words suddenly shook the internet, what hidden details fans became obsessed with, and why fandom spaces are now convinced their chemistry may be much deeper than anyone expected. Trust me, the reactions escalated way faster than anyone imagined. The moment that started everything. At first, the interaction itself didn't seem shocking. Honestly, it looked gentle, emotional, and sincere. But still normal, at least at first. However, the second fans started replaying the clip more carefully, everything changed. Because according to viewers, the emotions between Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei didn't feel scripted anymore. The atmosphere suddenly felt too natural, too soft, and too emotionally real. And honestly, that's exactly when fandom chaos officially began. The internet immediately said, wait, this feels different. Very quickly, one sentence completely dominated social media. Wait, this feels different. And honestly, that phrase emotionally destroyed fandom spaces immediately. Because fans instantly started analyzing facial expressions, voice tone, eye contact, reaction timing, and emotional pauses. At this point, fandom investigators analyzed celebrity interactions harder than detectives solving criminal cases. Some viewers claimed the emotions looked impossible to fake. Others wrote, they forgot cameras existed for a second. And suddenly, one emotional conversation became full internet chaos. Their words felt too sincere to fans. Now honestly, one huge reason this moment exploded so aggressively is because fans became obsessed with how sincere both stars sounded. Not exaggerated, not dramatic, just genuine. And honestly, that kind of emotional realism affects audiences way more deeply than obvious fan service, because it feels believable. Fans repeatedly described the interaction as emotionally intimate. And honestly, that phrase spread terrifyingly fast online. Douyin completely lost control again. Of course. Once the clips exploded, Douyin immediately entered full emotional chaos mode. Slow-motion edits appeared everywhere. Sad piano music, romantic cinematic filters, close-up reaction compilations. At this point, fandom editors transformed one emotional interaction into a full tragic romance movie emotionally. And honestly, some edits became genuinely dangerous emotionally. Even casual viewers started commenting, why does this feel like a real confession? That's when you know internet chaos officially escaped containment again. The eye contact analysis returned immediately. Now honestly, once fans emotionally committed to the theory, the eye contact analysis began again instantly. At this point, fandom culture survives entirely on eye contact, micro-expressions, and emotional suffering. Fans replayed clips frame by frame, second by second, analyzing glances, hesitation, reaction, timing, and emotional shifts. And honestly, the more viewers analyzed the interaction, the more emotionally unstable everyone became. Because the atmosphere genuinely felt soft, comfortable, and emotionally vulnerable. The internet said their chemistry looked too real. Another huge discussion online involved how naturally Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei interacted emotionally. Fans repeatedly commented, they don't feel like normal co-stars anymore. And honestly, that sentence completely shattered fandom stability online. Because many viewers genuinely felt the emotional atmosphere between them looked deeper, more familiar, and more emotionally connected than ordinary celebrity chemistry. And honestly, that subtle emotional realism affects audiences way more powerfully than loud romantic fan service. Fans started connecting old moments together again. Of course, once fandom detectives begin, they never stop at one clip. Soon fans started reposting older interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, eye contact moments, and previous emotional interactions involving Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. Now suddenly this emotional conversation became new evidence inside a much larger emotional storyline fandoms already believed existed. And honestly, the internet absolutely loved every second of it. The why do they look so emotional question went viral. Very quickly another question completely dominated social media. Why do they look so emotional around each other? And honestly, that question emotionally destroyed fandom spaces instantly. Because fans genuinely struggled to explain the softness, the emotional tension, and the sincerity surrounding the interaction. Some viewers claimed you can feel the emotions through the screen. And honestly, that's exactly why the moment exploded so aggressively. Because audiences love chemistry that feels accidentally authentic. The internet loves unscripted feelings. At the end of the day, one reason this situation became so massive is because fandom culture loves moments that appear emotionally unplanned. Not obvious flirting, not forced fan service, but tiny emotional reactions that feel natural, instinctive, and vulnerable. Because those moments feel real. And honestly, realness is what emotionally traps fandoms the hardest, especially when viewers already want to believe deeper feelings exist. Some fans became fully convinced. Now, honestly, this is where the internet became impossible to control. Some fans stopped treating the interaction like speculation entirely. They became emotionally convinced there has to be something real happening. Not because of evidence, but because of the feeling. Yes, the feeling again. At this point, fandom culture runs almost entirely on emotional intuition and cinematic imagination. And honestly, that's exactly why the chaos spread so quickly. Other viewers said the internet was overanalyzing everything. Of course, not everyone agreed with the theories. Some fans pointed out actors naturally become emotionally close while working together, and heartfelt conversations don't automatically mean romance. And honestly, that's completely true too. But unfortunately, logic rarely survives once emotional storytelling takes over online, especially when audiences already want the fantasy to feel real. And honestly, the Zhang Linghe Tian Xiwei fandom definitely wants the fantasy. The comment sections completely collapsed. Soon, social media comment sections became absolute emotional chaos. Some fans wrote, "We are not surviving this interaction mentally." Others joked, "One conversation destroyed the entire fandom again." And honestly, that's probably the most accurate summary possible. Because the emotional reactions surrounding Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei became genuinely massive within hours. The internet turned one conversation into a full love story. Eventually, the situation became much bigger than the original interaction itself. Now fans were discussing hidden feelings, relationship theories, and emotional timelines. And honestly, the internet fully transformed one emotional conversation into an entire cinematic romance universe again. At this point, fandom culture basically operates like romance drama storytelling mixed with detective work.